The decade is coming to an end, and everyone is putting together their lists of favorites from the past 10 years. I'm not going to sit down and look at every single show that aired in the past 10 years, but here are some of the ones that stuck with me the most. Some are more YouTube focused, and some are from before this channel even started. Before we get into number 10, I do have a couple of honorable mentions. They're here because although they were great, other shows from the same genre just outclassed them. As well, this list has anime that started and preferably ended during the decade, so no D. Greyman or Radiant. The honorable mentions are Shiki, Drifters, Steins Gate, and Dagashikashi. Obviously, I love all of these shows, and in the case of Dagashikashi, this list is already dominated by comedy, and even though it's one of the only comedies on this list I actually own all the Blu-rays for, it just barely doesn't cut it.
Guess I owe you one, Lucifer. Thanks to you, I managed to get my true form back. He's alive!
You're okay!
Starting in at number 10 is the anime that got me back into the medium. As a kid, I got into watching anime from Pokemon, Inuyasha, and Yu-Gi-Oh! The only time any other show was on would be from like 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Cough cough, 1 a.m. anime. And as an older kid, I didn't really get to watch it very frequently, and eventually I fell off the wagon. The only anime I watched before high school during that time were the Evangelion Rebuild films when they'd premiere at local theaters on like Wednesdays, and being a little weeblet I was, I'd have to skip school on those days to go watch them. Overall, I drifted away from anime, and it wasn't until probably 5-ish years ago when I saw The Devil as a Part-Timer that I came back. At that point, I was making my own money to pay for a Funimation subscription, and after clearing out everything Netflix had to offer, that's where I went. So if it wasn't for The Devil as a Part-Timer, there's a chance that I wouldn't have this channel. It's on the list with shows like Black Clover and Inuyasha that I couldn't imagine what I'd be doing now without.
つまりどういうこと？
先が好き！性的な意味で！
言うね。
Number 9 is an anime I've talked about before, not that anyone actually watched that video. Magical Girl Ore is one of the best comedies I've ever watched, and it makes fun of so many genres that I love. Also, you don't know the definition of cute anime boy until you've met Hyoe.
That's what gets the banana swing! Mr. Young, can you believe they're selling?
Number 8, continuing the comedy trend that isn't going to stop anytime soon. You all thought I was joking when I made Why I Love Mr. Young, weren't you? You thought it was a meme when I said Robbie Hachu was one of the best shows of the season. Well, joke's on you, because it was secretly one of the best shows of the decade this entire time. Comedies can take place in any universe with any story prompt realistically, and an aggressively homosexual space mecha comedy sounds like a recipe for disaster, and it kinda was, but in the best way possible.
My tribe! I finally found them! But why are they walking so slowly?
We should be marching triumphantly toward our destination!
That's my arm.
Sorry.
Okay, I swear there's only 2 comedies left, but number 7 is Chiyo School Road. Man, this list is just full of video ideas that nobody bothered watching. What's better than watching an excessively handsome man do comedy? How about a total dork who embodies our inner spirit animals? Watching Chiyo barely coast through life with only her video game and anime skills to guide her is the most wholesomely inappropriate escapist fantasy you could ask for.
ダメだよ。
Okay, quick, sound the alarms, it's actually serious time now. Now that I'm finally not sick, I can yell again! So let's talk about the best shoujo anime to come out in recent times. Or any times, actually. I didn't know it was possible. I'm a fairly big shoujo fan, but I also find that shoujo tropes tire a lot faster than shonen ones. Bloom and Dew offers a really grounded shoujo story that makes use of amazing and different characters, from the typical sweet and innocent 5'1" protagonist and her 2'27" asshole boyfriend, an amazing almost boyfriend.
ザック。
Okay, so I know you all saw this coming. After months of episode reviews and memes, obviously Angels of Death was going to be on this list. And where 10 through 6 could kind of be in any order, now we're into the top solid shows that are really locked in. I swear, one day when Angels of Death 0 is over, I'll make a Why I Love Dr. Danny. The AOD reviews were when my channel really started to gain any sort of recurring viewers, and the feedback on that show was really amazing. I truly love Angels of Death and the community it gave me, so thank you.
In that case, you ought to beat them into submission.
That might work for you, but they would eat me alive, sir! Every time I go on my rounds... Please, stay back!
Now, number 4 is where we start to get serious. These next 4 entries are literally 4 out of my 5 favorite anime of all time. Not because my favorite comedy and my 5th favorite anime, although its spot in my top 5 has always been the weakest, especially after our next show kicked it out of the 4th place. This show just oozes style, and its character designs are instantly memorable. The scenes are always just so ridiculous, and who doesn't just love listening to Honey complain about absolutely everything?
I'm off. I have this evening's dinner to prepare. Take this.
Why?
You gotta cut the wood for your wand yourself.
Number 3 was the TheDubbedCasual Awards Anime of the Year last year, and for good and totally unbiased reasons. The Ancient Magus Bride just checks every box for me. A mystical fantasy with some of the most breathtaking art I've ever seen. Love for old fairy tale grimoire-esque type magic, and obviously Todd Haberkorn is in this thing. In all seriousness, it's a shame that they lost this child in the Crunchyroll Funimation divorce, because the Ancient Magus Bride dub is quite possibly the best dub I've ever heard.
If you like magic bullets so much, why don't I give you a whole mouth full of them, huh?
Number 2, and you knew I'd find a way to fit Fairy Tail in here somehow, 2009 Can Kiss My Ass. Fairy Tail Zero is easily one of the best fairy tale stories. Now, you know what? Screw that. One of the best Hiramashima or just shonen in general stories there is. Mavis' story on how she founded Fairy Tail with Yuri Precht and Ward shows off the core ideas of what makes shonen and fantasy so popular. It's one of the very few shows I try to watch every year. February is Fairy Tail Zero month, and the Blu-ray is actually the first gift Lee ever got me.
What a strange country.
Seems pretty normal to me.
Yeah, it does seem normal.
Of course, number 1 is Kino's Journey. My favorite anime of all time, although it's in a never-ending competition with a certain show I couldn't mention in this video. Recently, I've been experimenting with some more societal hypothesis-related videos going over the different countries and themes in Kino's Journey, and last week's video on the Killing Country is far better than the first time I attempted that format. Despite its dark themes, Kino's Journey is an inspiring work that portrays difficult topics in sensitive ways. Who knew a country of liars would be so appealing and caring? Thanks for watching, and who knows, maybe if everything continues to go horribly wrong in my life, I still might be here at the end of next decade talking about anime on YouTube to a few hundred people. It's crazy that you weebs enjoy my content, and I'm glad you do. So check your screen for the 1am anime playlist and a video YouTube seems to think you'll just absolutely dork out over. Or check the iCard for any videos relating to any anime we talked about today. Well, peace weebs.